The agenda. We're going to go ahead and take up item 6 first, folks, which is the Summer Youth Enrichment Program Collaboration. And I'll get you to introduce that topic in our guest.
Yes, sir. We have Jennifer Maddox here, as well as Fred Smith here with the Community Foundation in Northeast Alabama. And we've been having this conversation about this program that we can help to empower kids, enrich kids, especially for some particular. My biggest concern is that during that pandemic, I think our kids got really hurt a lot as far as academics when they were locked at home. So this is starting to actually impact us. But we're looking at a way that maybe during the summertime we can help the school system and work collaboratively with the school system, maybe bring something to the city that's being actually operated in another area, another county, and we got great success. But I think that the foundation taking the control of this, not control, but taking the lead with this, I think we're coming forward and just give you all some ideas of what we're trying to do.
If it would be all right with you, I would prefer to defer my comments until we have more council people in the room.
Oh, yeah,
If that's all right, so that everybody hears it. I'm willing to just sit back and do that, if that's all right with you.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
I would prefer that.
And Ciara should be here in a couple minutes. Jamie will be a little later, though.
Okay, Millie, council.
Millie will be here now. All right, let's go ahead and then we'll move to item 1. It is the place for the select HVAC equipment for museums. Alan, see you were supposed to be there.
No, sir, that's just capital improvement plan. It's in the budget. It's just one of those things. This is the second year of a 5-year plan to get the museum up to speed and the HVAC and the humidifier. So this is just part of the 5-year capital improvement plan.
Okay.
Yes.
Any discussion? All right, then item 2, surplus equipment for the fire department.
Yes, this is just old equipment, and some of the equipment they're looking at selling and maybe getting back and then putting that money back into the fire tax line item. But also, some of this equipment, they found a grant to actually do the wash and dry for the safety gear. And what they have, the one that they have is still useful. So what we want to do is actually surplus it and donate it to the weed refine department so they can use that because they don't have it.
Oh, very good.
Wash and dry. But that's all it counts. That's what we're doing, correct? Yes, sir.
Do you see any questions or comments? All right, let's say with the fire department and the medical director.
Yes, I think they did a great job. If everybody read in the Dropbox what they got, I'm gonna let Johnny Phelps come and explain a little more. But I think they did a great job of explaining what needs to happen. It's one of those things that because of DEA restrictions and requirements, it's something that we have to go into. But I'm gonna let Johnny just briefly describe that to you all. And we're talking finance, we understand it's $1,000 a month because it becomes about $12,000 a year. But it's money well spent. It's something that we have no recourse but to actually do that.
Yes, currently with the way our controlled substance policy is with RNC, there's no need for a medical director, but they're changing that, the way they operate that, and that's going to become our control. It has to go in-house. We'll have to get a full lot of fentanyl, ketamine, morphine, all that kind of stuff and store it in our EMS storage facility, and currently we don't have to do that, and so we need the medical director to help establish our controlled substance policy and make sure that he's involved in that with training and all that kind of stuff. So it's very important that we've got a medical director that's involved that way.
Sure. Any issues, comments, or questions? Anything further on this? Item 3. Okay. All right, item 4 is an agreement with Aldott on civilization from 8 to 27.
If the council recalls, there was a complaint about the turn signal on 10th Avenue. The cars were stacking up when you go to the east. We made an east turn on. Well, we got with Aldott because the Gulf Club 21 is responsible for Aldott. Aldott said, well, before they do anything, we got to, y'all know, we got to have a survey done. So we got it Aldott. We got money through MBO to do the survey, but we have a match as well. So this just starts that survey to tell us what we need to do to move forward. So the funding is up there. Finance has the funding, and then other money is coming from MBO. So this is just to get that survey to tell us what we need to do. So Aldott can say, we need to do anything. So it's one of those things, a part of the process.
Right.
Yes. So, yes, sir.
I think one of the best things about it, one of the ideas was
That,
So in the survey, when we look at that.
that's what they're gonna look at, because they're gonna go from, you saw that from, I believe it's from the fourth day, yeah. So they're gonna look at synchronization, with synchronization helping out, that's a part of it, but that's what they're looking at now. And
But I need that one, I'm saying, on 10th Street, on you.
Take the left there. Yeah.
I know one time somebody mentioned that, asked if we could extend the term limit. Now, I don't know if it's a situation that if.
that's what I'm saying, but this is that one, if that's a possibility. That's what I'm saying. This has to be out before this.
Yeah,
Anything else is right, anything else becomes a possibility, yes. Because keeping in mind, if they did that, we probably have to lose a portion of the inside of the park. Yeah, we'd have to lose a portion.
Yeah,
Trees and other things. So all this, we'll take that into, yeah.
Now, I mean, I don't think, well, the period of I don't think we should lose trees by, we don't have to, but there may be a situation where they do the signaling and time.
So this is just the first one, this is a lengthy process.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, then, let's move on to item 5, nuisance properties on the Anniston. Any questions or comments as to item 5?
Yeah, so, what was it about, and I guess it ties into the nuisance properties. When we were at a meeting and, Dr. Millie mentioned that there is a program in place, I don't know if you've heard of it, where if we cut or we have to deal with any properties that are in state custody, that we would get reimbursed for.
I'm not aware of the program, but I would love to find out more information.
You remember this?
Yeah, she said there was a piece of legislation passed that would allow us to get paid for the
Right.
programs. I knew nothing about it. It was at the town hall that we had with her in October. So
Like something recently in the last year?
She made it like we've been there. Because she looked it up for confirmation and we looked
Okay.
I'll look it up tomorrow and see if I can find it.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Just curious. But no, we'll find out.
All right, let's go back and we'll revisit item 6. The
Thank you
reading
so
program
much.
collaboration.
So I am really excited about an opportunity that I've been working on with Mr. Folks and Mr. Burrows and Brad Smith from the Community Foundation. And what I have in front of you is a draft idea. Okay? And I'm going to go through it. You don't have to read it right now. It's for your perusal later. And so, so what this is I got to start at the beginning. About a year ago, the Community Foundation, Northeast Alabama, became the fiscal sponsor for a program called SAIL, Summer Adventures in Learning. They're based out of Birmingham, and we're their fiscal sponsor, so we handle all their finances for them. And they have concentrated this summer enrichment program in the Birmingham area primarily, and they wanted to try and expand that out to the rest of the state, and approached me and said, would you be interested in maybe having one of these programs in Northeast Alabama in your footprint? And so I said, I'm interested. So I hosted a couple of meetings that invited a lot of different people to the table, including the Anniston City Schools Corporation, the City of Anniston, Donahoe, Fay, different entities, Camp Lee, people that could be members of a collaborative partnership to maybe have this kind of a program in our area. Now, SAIL is rigorous academics that focus on making sure that children either get to or remain at grade level in reading and math. Okay? And they've got lots of statistics that talk about the efficiency and effectiveness of their program. It's all over their website. You have their website address in front of you. So I began talking with different people, and Mr. Folks said he was interested in exploring the possibility of hosting one in the summer camps that you already host at Hodges and Wiggins and Carver centers. And so he and I and Fred and Fraser began talking about this possibility, and we thought there was a way that we could do this. We could get the kids together. We're thinking about focusing on 3rd to 5th grade. We talked about partnering with Camp Lee to do outdoor enrichment every time. We've got this fantastic natural resource in our own community that's underutilized, and we've really got to get kids away from their phones and into the outdoors. And this is local, and it's already in the city's budget to do field trips, you know. So we began talking about what it could look like, and we talked with Alabama Power about some funding for the teachers that would be needed to do the program. And then there was the idea that maybe we need to not do it at the community centers, but get all the kids together and bring them out of the community center and into a classroom environment so that it's more conducive for the learning that needs to happen, which would require a facility for the Anniston City Schools. So, okay, got to talk about how can we all partner together. And so I had the opportunity to talk with Dr. Hill, superintendent, and a couple of school board members, and they were really in favor of doing a partnership with all these people, a collaborative partnership to see if we could improve educational outcomes for kids in our community and make sure that they're either up to or at grade level so that there's no summer learning slide. So I'm here to say that all the partners that are on the front page that I have with their logos, so the city schools, the city of Anniston, SAIL, who does a lot, Camp Lee, myself, ourselves, and Alabama Power could come together as a collaborative partnership. And I've listed at the front the collaborative partners and what they would contribute. So everybody would put something into this possibility. I've given you information about the SAIL program, the specific curriculum that we intend to use the first year. It's a proven curriculum that is turnkey. It's known as the Bell curriculum. The whole name is the Scholastic Scholars Zone Summer Powered by Bexel program, but they call it the Bell program. And it provides everything you need, materials and teacher training and prep and everything. And we thought that we would start with an off-the-shelf product because we could create our own, but we kind of need a benchmark on what's going to be good and not, what the teachers like, what they don't like, what we want to keep, and we can create our own. And we could also do that in partnership with the school. In talking with Dr. Hill, the schools themselves have to have, based on 2 acts of the legislature, the Literacy Act and the Numeracy Act. They have to provide to this summer educational, have to provide it to kids that are not at grade level based on testing that's done in April for 3rd grade at reading and 4th grade at math. And so we thought there's a great way we can have some synergy where we could partner, where there's students that are in the summer programs for the city, and they could be the ones that are at grade level, and we're going to make sure they stay there. And the school system could take care of the ones they have to take care of, they're required to take care of, and we can maneuver together. We can make sure that these kids that need to be in their program, and those that are in their program that could be in ours, could be in ours. I say ours because I'm sorry, yours. I'm kind of excited. And so, we can partner on making sure kids are where they're at and make sure that we can do, and everybody's going to do pre and post testing, and we're going to use the same testing assessment, and we can share data. And the Community Foundation is going to pay for the curriculum for the first year, so that is what we're going to start with. And if we can do this, it could bode well for enhancing this, expanding this, and reaching every kid that we have in our city if we want to. And the cost is what you're already spending.
But sometimes it's been around different kids, and then I don't think we understand how much children learn from children.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Man, how you gonna know that that's something? You know what I'm saying? And it's things that teach. So Second question, and that's what I said, great idea. What's the good number? So, going back, this initiative designed for children who attend summer camps and that's.
That's how we're doing it.
Okay.
Sale programs can be all kinds of different things, but what we thought is we need to start with what we have. We have kids coming into summer camp that are getting a little bit of academics, and this is a really robust program that they can have, and it's got this pre-post testing. And so with the children we're already serving, or the city is already serving, I keep saying we, please.
Sure.
So the city is already serving, and we need to have what I would call an early win. We need to have something that is manageable, that we can deliver a program that is successful and we can prove it. And if we can do that, in partnership with all these people, it's not just the city, but we as a collective partnership, if we can do that, we can say, this program works, this is how it works, this is who it works for, and the people that have been part of it, then the next step, of course, should be expansion. So we're starting with something we can do that then we can grow from.
And that's an Appalachian Regional Commission as well. We learned last week would be perfect for this.
Yes, sir, because keep in mind, Councilman,
It's okay.
But like Jennifer alluded to, everybody was invited to the table to include Austin schools as well as the county, all the schools in Jacksonville. Everybody was invited to the table. But as we looked at this and nobody came back, we started, this is something we can't miss. I think it's an opportunity that we got to do with our kids. And if we do this good this year, then we can expand that big and everybody else. One thing about people jump on the bandwagon is successful. Yeah. And that's what we're looking at trying to do.
And there's going to be money available.
Yeah.
So SAIL brings funders to the table. And if we are as successful as I believe that we can be, then we will be able to attract outside funding. There was a grant that we could have applied for this year for $50,000. We chose not to because we're just not ready to do it. But next year, we would be ready. And that would be another source of funding. So this all opens up the door through SAIL, that program, to not only be able to expand it, but be able to afford an expansion of it.
What? Is there any other place you can go besides middle school?
Well, that's not gonna, so I talked with Dr. Tillman today, and my understanding of where the students were meeting is kind of fluid at the moment.
Okay.
So when I meet with her tomorrow, we're going to work out where, what I was hoping was that the students that we served, and like, for example, let's say the third graders aren't reading, right? They're not at their reading level. So anyone that we know that's currently going to the city program that's in third grade, that's not at reading level, we're going to get a list that says, if you get any of these kids, they need to go to our program over at the school, because the school has to do it for them, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if that's the case, and then all the third graders that are already at level could come to ours, if we wanted to. All the city and the city school students could come to the city's program. And what would be great is their program is Monday through Friday from 8 to 2. This program is, because it's 4 weeks, this is an 8-week program, which means that they're only going to go from 8:30 to 11:30 and have lunch. And at noon, they're off to play, right, for the entire afternoon. And they're off on Fridays, and they go to Camp Lee every Friday, right? Well, if you're in the class that has to get up to grade level, you're going to see the kids that are already there that get to leave at noon and they're off on Fridays. It's going to motivate them to make sure that they're grade level so that they can access all these other wonderful things that the other kids are already doing. If we could put them in the same building. On the other hand, the grades that we're serving have not been finalized, and so we have to talk about that too, and how we're going to do it and where's the best place. And that's why I'm saying the details aren't finished, because we didn't want to start going down a path that you didn't want to bless. Jay, you had something you were going to ask, do you remember?
No, I think it's got it covered at this point. I'm excited about the opportunity here. I think it's good. I know some of those upper grade Donahoe kids do some reading in the elementary schools, in the Anniston City Elementary. They juniors and seniors that are reading to third and fourth graders, and that works. I think it works. It seems to be the students that I've had the privilege of coaching at Donahoe that did it really enjoyed it. It was important to them, and I hope it was important to the kids that were teaching too, because you do learn from kids do learn from kids, and it's more relatable and it becomes more enjoyable for the younger child too. So I think that there's some great opportunities with all of this. I do think that it's going to be, I think naturally it's going to flow the way you're envisioning, where it starts kind of small and we build a success. Things like this, new things like this, are always met with skepticism, right? Everybody tends to question whether or not this or that, but all you have to show is a little success to turn that skepticism into energy.
I will add that both Dr. Hill and and Robert Houston, the chair of the school board, and another school board member are all in favor of this already. And I will be meeting with them on the 12th to get their blessing. Okay, again, they're excited too, and I think that we can put something together that would be really good for our children. And I always say when I'm at the Community Foundation that if it's good for you, and it's good for me, and it's good for our community, then we do it. And all those factors have to be there before we do it. So I can assure you that that's first and foremost. Would you bless it?
I believe you have a blessing, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, I appreciate that. And I'm hoping that I'll be back to see you very soon. And maybe I can accomplish finishing up the details in the next couple of weeks. So I'll be back then. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jim. It was fantastic. All right, folks, we'll finish up with your updates.
Yes, sir. A couple things. Again, we talk about the statewide election, those dates. Everybody's seen those dates that we have to change, and so it's up to council. We want to move those back. I know the options are there. That we're going to cancel them, but again, on those dates, those Tuesday dates that they have the primaries, we need to decide which will go to the councils.
Do we think we could just do one meeting each of those months? Because there is a possibility we're going to have more than one meeting of this legislative oversight committee as well. We need to be mindful of.
Well, we can schedule one meeting, and then if we have to do a special call, we can always do a special call. And let's just
Is everybody
we have meetings that conflict with our election dates.
Okay, so we're putting on the next council agenda that those dates will be council and yes, sir, for those three meetings. And that's the other thing that I want to make council aware that I know we sent something from the Housing Authority about the South Allen affordable housing project. After we did some studies, engineering studies, and looking at what they're trying to do, instead of 14 apartments, it's going to drop down to 11. And the reason for that is that they found out there would be some storm water runoff would be so bad that it gets flooded, so they got to do some on-site detention in order for this to work. In order for this to continue to work, for the money to work, they're going to have to back off at least those three apartments. So it's going to be 11 instead of 14. So I've talked with the Housing Authority, we've talked with the consultants, everybody's on board, but I just want to make sure Greg Fortner will make sure I made you aware of it. And then after I talked with Public Works, and actually talked about engineers and their engineering that they're using, it's just in order for, I don't want Ward 3 council person to be getting all the calls about these previous houses being flooded. So they're figuring that out. So it's just to cut it down from 14 to 11. Just want to make sure you're all aware. Other than